What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? We are back with Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I am feeling better. If you caught me there before that little break I took, I just, man, I don't know. My problem is just that I keep, because I sleep like shit or something, and I force myself back after I get sick or I'm not feeling great. And then I just force myself back instead of like letting myself heal, that it just becomes worse or something. I don't know. Either way, went to my doctor, did my whole thing. All's good in the hood, shall we say. Got my voice. Well, no, my voice is back. My breathing is getting a lot better. I went there. She said, luckily no infection or anything like that. It's just, hey, your lungs are really closed up, so on meds to open my lungs back up and all that. Forgive the short videos for the next probably the next couple days, just because I'm trying to just because I'm still sucking wind. I'm still finding myself short of breath. So yeah, that's all.
Now even more compact when carried as a piece of cargo. The damage reduction capabilities and battery efficiency are also at the peak of what's realistically achievable. And of course, it's more powerful than ever. So feel free to load it up with all the heavy cargo. I can't wait to see what you do with it. Best of luck with all your orders to come.
So yeah, long story short of what I was saying, I'm all good. I hope you guys have had some good times. Sorry for bailing on you for that bit of time. Was not intentional.
Out burning the midnight. That's some work ethic.
I never noticed this. I kind of like that you can see like time fall kind of rolling down the boxes that I'm carrying on my back while you're looking at the little hologram guys.
How are you doing for materials? Because I'm upping the amount you can use for fabrication.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
I've shared a schematic for a new weapon with you, a silenced handgun. It's chambered for tranquilizer rounds. Pop someone in the noggin and they'll drop like a rock. Effect's the same if you hit them anywhere else, actually. Just takes longer to kick in. This little fella can be very useful for when you want to remain unnoticed while sneaking through enemy territory. Matter of fact, I once secured an entire enemy outpost with one of these. So bear in mind it's got that kind of potential. Hope it serves you well in the field.
With the way he just said that, I need to read the description of that item. Because if that weapon is... That weapon might be internally silenced, which is weird because it looks like a revolver.
Thanks for coming all this way.
Because I'm carrying the big bore handgun. Which isn't a bad weapon. It's a good sidearm because it does damage to robots, which we haven't really been dealing with lately. But we'll get to them eventually. Because it can do damage to robots, it can do damage to a little bit of everything, but now I'm sitting here debating, maybe I should be carrying around a trank pistol as well.
I'm going to increase your material allocation.
I'm not sure, I might have to look at the equipment I carry.
Obviously, packs more easily when carried as cargo too, which ought to make it more viable as a piece of kit. It's still as loud as ever though.
I mean, specifically if the pistol is actually silenced, because it looked like a revolver, so I figured it's just going to be a loud trank gun. I might as well just use the big bore and be done with it. But no, if it is silenced, actually that could be a really useful weapon.
And come back again soon.
Excuse me. As I said, I'm still on the mend, but I still got a little bit of a cough.
Sam, it's Charlie. I'm pleased to inform you that you can now use the map on your ring terminal to check the weather forecast. We utilize information provided by Rainey, as well as local historical data, to make predictions. Take them into consideration when plotting your routes.
Forgive all the jumping around. It's, I was doing all this, just kind of, I'm losing my train of thought. This is what happens when I don't record for days. I lose my ability to speak. My limited ability to speak. I lose it. No, the goal is, hey, here's, you know, going around, because personally, part of the fun for me in this game is getting 5 stars at all the different locations. So, you know, just showing all the different interactions and everything, but also not making you watch me just go back and forth between 2 locations doing the same order constantly. I think I forgot to do a nice little fade transition there, but beside the point. I just remembered. I was sitting here thinking, like, there's something I wanted to say to anyone out there who is watching the old content, stuff that I put up on the channel, whatever. Please let me know if you're on looking in a series, bit my tongue, specifically the playlists. This is specifically the YouTube audience, not the BitChute side. If you are on YouTube and you see that the playlists are showing videos from newest to oldest, so the playlist doesn't start with part 1, it starts with the newest part and then goes all the way down to part 1, please let me know, and I will try and fix that as soon as I can, because that irritates the shit out of me that YouTube is not letting... that YouTube doesn't just have like a simple mass button to say, hey, I want my videos to be set this way, or I want it. It's a pain in the ass because it keeps changing. Because like I switch it back, and then I'm like, oh, I fixed this, and now it's back to putting all of the videos back in reverse order. And I get it, because they're probably a lot of creators, their content, it doesn't matter the order that you watch their content in. But I always prefer to watch series at the beginning to the end, because I watch a lot of like let's plays for video games, or live plays of D&D, or I've been getting into Lorcana recently, the Disney TCG, which actually, I'll say this, actually not a bad game. Very kind of Magic-like, more so than Yu-Gi-Oh, which is my preferred TCG, but Lorcana's not bad, actually. I also like a lot of the arts, which is, you know, if you want to get me into a card game that's, you know, have good art. What was I talking about? I was talking about TCGs, and then I got distracted. Oh, right. But, you know, so I'm learning to play the game, so I like to watch people play the game, so I can, you know, kind of like follow along.
Are you carrying some cargo that got washed away up? I'll need a moment to process and confirm.
And even then, if I watch people playing the game, it's like, ooh, we're going to put all our live plays at the newest to oldest. Like, no, I want to see the older ones when the game was simpler, and then ramp up. Sorry, Rose, didn't mean to bop you in the ear there. So yeah, long and short, if you see a series that the parts aren't going in the right direction, let me know, and I will do my best to fix it. And also know that was not a me decision, that was a YouTube decision. It did not tell me it was doing that, and it pisses me the hell off.
I think this could prove useful to you. Try it and see if you agree.
I love the otter hood. Aw, it's so cute.
I call this an otter hood.
Oh, you were really digging deep for names there.
Very own. Put it on.
As a guy who
You'll find
is
so
terrible at naming
as
shit,
happily as not.
right here.
You'll never be at risk of drowning ever again. It's guaranteed to make you feel like a born swimmer, which, given the recent flooding, is great for people like me who can't swim at all. I'll bet you could find some use for it too, in your line of work. That's so. Someone else already went and made the same thing. Well,
I love how in the first game, the otter hood was something made by like a cosplayer. Okay, that's cute. I get it, and it has an effect because, you know, that's how the game works. In this one, it's an actual inventor who came up with the idea of an otter hood. There's something silly about that that's very Kojima that I love.
That's why I decided to create this hood. So, if someone else out there had the same idea, I bet we'd get along swimmingly. Anyway, if you don't have their hood, maybe you could still use mine.
I'll give the inventor this. He's looks on the bright side.
Thanks, and come back again soon. I'll try to whip up something extra special to give you next time.
Order completed. Well done.
Yeah, that's a good pickup. Always want your vehicles to take up less battery. Frankly, I need to. I should probably attach.
Thank you.
I should probably attach just another 2 auxiliary batteries to my truck here.
Don't let me down.
So if you saw me pick up that mission to go like deliver something to West Fort Knott, if you don't see me complete it, you know, if you ever see me essentially pick up an order and not complete it, I completed it off camera and it didn't boost a star, so there was like no new conversation. So again, it's just to keep things moving. You know, no point in really showing it.
Glad that you could.
Excuse me.
Look at this bounty. Wow. Another wee animal for the reserve. We'd like you to have this data for everything you've done. See what you think. We're upping the amount of materials you can take from our stores.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Most armed groups are terrified of BTs, so
I think you're kind of twitch there.
One.
Press the X. I've never really used their holo grenades, but I'm trying them out right now. I still haven't really used them in a situation, but I've got them like on you know, in my kit.
Come back soon. We'll have more for you.
Hopefully you'll see me trying them out, using them a little bit as we go. It's just they're interesting sort of items, little pieces of equipment. It's like I said, I've just never really had the need to use them. But maybe on the harder difficulty, you know, like lures and stuff like that, I think they're you know, maybe we can get a better chance at using them. Yeah, kind of looking at the way to move here. So moving up here and getting to this next location isn't kind of a crapshoot because it's not necessarily hard to get to this next spot. It's more obnoxious. And what I mean by that is you've got all these chiral creatures. There's just like little pockets of them. So they're just a pain in the ass. Then there's a whole bunch of rocky terrain. And then on top of that is getting off of this cliff face. There are plenty of ways down, but so many of them are super steep. If you aren't careful, you're going to bump in. You're going to hit a rock going in at a weird pace, and you're going to damage all of your equipment. It's one of the frustrating things about this game. Like, I have bumped into stuff and made jumps that have seemed a lot harsher. That I'm like, should have damaged all my stuff. And then I've like lightly tapped something and all of my equipment loses durability. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, and if you saw that the little gold ghost little thing moving across the ground, those are special little chiral creatures. You hit them and they'll give you a whole bunch of chiral crystals. So they're good little farming spots if you can find them. Except I always find them when I'm driving, and by the time I get out of my car, get my weapon equipped, they've already disappeared.
You know, I've been thinking about what happened to Lou. Fragile holds herself personally responsible for those tragic events. If Higgs was indeed behind the attack, then I can understand why she feels that way. Why she blames herself for setting everything in motion. But she's resolved not to let any of it show. To bottle it up and put on a brave face. She didn't used to smoke before, did she? I suspect it's a form of self-punishment she's adopted. Vengeance gives rise to a cycle of violence, and Higgs wouldn't have it any other way. But she's committed to helping you complete this journey, together with Lou, to get you back on your feet. And if she believes she has to bury her emotions and play the part of a hard-nosed commander to do that, she will. That's what I think, anyway. I'm sure you can understand her position.
Those themes hitting anyone really hard in the head?
Focus on the task at hand.
I'm not sure what I want to go into first. The whole thing about the themes, or
Sam, that is a veritable herd of chiral creatures.
yeah.
Far more than we're equipped to handle.
No, not really. They're actually pretty easy to deal with. In all honesty, I use your weapons that have grenade launchers, and you just take out huge swaths of them. And if you start running out of ammo, toss blood grenades. I mean, they're really pretty easy to take care of. The hell was I going to talk about? First and foremost, little thing. If you notice that, you know, when you're out driving in this game, and again, I know the game's old, whatever, but again, just in the event that anybody decides to pick it up and hasn't, you know, whatever. I was like trying to be helpful. Excuse me, I am so sorry. But you know, if you're out driving and your proximity sensor goes off, so you know, as you see I'm driving and you see the little like blue ring go out as I'm driving, sometimes it means there's enemies. But if you're not near enemies, the what that means is there's an animal to pick up. So, you know, I got close to that kangaroo and the proc sensor went off. So just you know, little tip to keep your eyes out for it. It's a good pickup, especially if you're driving and you miss like a small animal that's really close to the ground. So having said that, there was something else I wanted to say. Something a little bit more. Oh, right, about, you know, like I said, I feel like Dahlman was kind of smashing us with those themes there about this plot. I'm really torn on this because I feel like this game, because as much as I enjoy the story, I like a lot of the things they're doing. I do think thematically, and so I think they're maybe punching you a touch too hard. I think they did it in the first game too, but maybe not to this degree. but they're punching you with the idea of themes, which I'm getting a lot of stuff about, acceptance and learning to let go, which does give me the feeling that maybe Lou is really dead. Because, I mean, that's the whole thing. They're kind of like, is he carrying around an empty pod and he sees Lou, but it's really not there. It's like a traumatic illusion, shall we say. A lot of questions there. I mean, I still have my theory that I don't think Lou's dead. I think he's really connected to them through the beach and yada 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 yada. It's going to be a whole thing that we'll see. We'll see as we keep going. These fucking spiders. This is what I meant by this area is really a big pain in the ass, because these things just keep showing up. Yeah, I still stand by my theory that Lou isn't dead. That Lou is, taken. It's somewhere on the beach, something like that. But I don't know. I do hold up the very, very good possibility that I'm wrong. Yeah, as I said, this it's a bit of a pain to get down this area just because of all these, just how steep these cliffs are. Curious, to anyone out there, would anybody love to see what the inside of some of a lot of these outposts or whatever that we find in the game, that you'd love to see? Because we see one or two, but some of the bunkers, some of these observatories, like I'd really love to see like the inside of them. Like what kind of, like, what's your living situation, like the actual like machines and instruments that you use to do your research. I would love to see this, to see the inside of some of these places. Little thing I'm throwing out there. Hey, for Death Stranding 3, Kojima.
I hope you'll continue to support us in the days ahead. All right. Can you connect your Cupid to our facility? finally connected to the chiral network. This should make our job so much easier. And to make your job easier, I've gone ahead and shared data for a suit I think you'll love. Oh, right. I also wanted to give you this as thanks.
Oh, I love this weapon. It's really silly, but I kind of love it. Boom. The blood boomerang. That's right. We're in Australia. We have to have a boomerang. It's a neat weapon.
The blood boomerang. Throw it properly, and it'll come right back to your hand. It's a reusable weapon in that regard.
It's pretty useful when you're out of
so it's quite easy
out of
to
blood
carry.
grenades.
You'll find it's especially effective against BTs. So
Ooh, you can also use it to melee BTs. You remember in the first game where your little handcuffs could slice the cord when you sneak up to them. You do the same thing with the boomerang.
Honestly, you couldn't have gotten here at a better time. Thanks be to you, we'll finally be able to focus on our research. As the chiral network has expanded, we're seeing more and more anomalies outside of the bounds of its coverage. This has led the brigands to conclude that the network itself is responsible for the worsening state of the world, which is why they're opposed to its expansion. But it's not like we can sit back and do nothing. If we don't try to improve things, humanity's doomed to go extinct. After I moved to Australia, the locals learned me all the ins and outs of the boomerang. I then designed a new type that's effective against BTs as well. You infuse it with Doom's blood before throwing it. The bigger the charge, the greater the potency. Naturally, most people would have to rely on blood bags sourced from donors, but since you have Doom's, you can also use your own blood on the spot. Unlike traditional firearms, it hardly makes noise. If your enemies don't actually see you throw it, they'll have a hard time finding you. That said, don't expect it to do too much damage to humans. Not unless you manage to hit them in just the right spot, at least.
Aim for the balls.
One day they started sporting a whole
I've had a boomerang at a few different points in my life. Never been able to throw it correctly. Like, I've thrown it, it never comes back.
Don't have a chiral printer at their base, as far as we know. So, where'd they get all the new hardware all of a sudden? Kind of worrying, don't you think? At this observatory, we focus on monitoring the behavior of tar currents. There's a patch of BT territory due north of here, and just beyond it is land that's currently being subsumed by tar. There's no telling when the facility will be lost to the tar as well. So it's important that we contribute to the research and development of countermeasures while we can. Incidents of tar current instability have grown more frequent, but we haven't been able to determine much more than that thus far. Thanks to the chiral network, though, we expect we'll be able to improve our instrument accuracy. We appreciate the help. Best of luck to you, Sam. The tar currents are acting up again. Guess it's back to work for me. Let's both keep on keeping on.
That was excellent work, Sam. Thanks to you, the better part of the Western continent has access to our services. Now it's time for you to head north and continue to expand network coverage. It is imperative that you connect all of Australia, stabilizing the environment and eliminating the remaining anomalies. There will be challenges, of course, but I know you have what it takes to overcome them. I expect more great things from you, in short.
Who is this guy? No, not the character, but the actor. I feel like I know him. I just cannot place him.
The location of whatever's thrown the tar currents into chaos. The chiralium levels there are pretty high, though, and BTs are almost certain to be present as well. I hate to ask, but would you mind taking a look for us? It's close to your current position. I've sent you the coordinates. We're counting on you, Sam.
Alright, guys, we'll get into what Tarman just sent us on, which is going to be a really interesting thing for the next video. We'll do that next time. I want to say, as always, thank you so much for watching. Social media in the description. Well, not social media. The backup channel in the description. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I plan to have a second video for you guys later this afternoon. Again, it all depends. My breathing is kind of coming and going. I mean, like, even now I'm feeling a little winded. But, you know, I'm still in the mend, but I'm getting better. Don't worry about me. But I will, if I don't have something for you later today, I'll try and have 2 up for you tomorrow. Again, just try and progressively get better and get back into the swing of things. So, thanks for watching. I think that's all the bitching about my own health that I can do for one day. So, thank you. See you on the next one. Till then, guys, I'm out.